Good morning all of you. I am Deepika Tiwari from Ujjain and I am here to present in front of you on topic removal of pathogenic bacteria during vermicomposting of floral wastes. But before starting, I would like to thank all the honorable and respected organizing and associating team members of this webinar. So let's start with a little introduction. The environmentally harmonious and safe management of solid wastes becomes a major issue in many cities of India. Enormous production of solid wastes coupled with poor management system results in significant environmental degradation. Floral waste generation occurs largely during functions, ceremonies, festivals, and they create an unhealthy environment due to lack of proper scientific disposal management. Also, the imbalanced use of chemical fertilizers has adversely impacted agriculture productivity and causes soil degradation. So, there is a growing realization that adoption of ecological and sustainable farming practices can only reverse the declining trend in global productivity and environmental protection. Vermicomposting. It is a process of composting involves joint action of earthworms and microorganisms widely being used for solid waste management and produce a better end product rich in microbial activity, plant growth regulators and fortified with pathogen reduction and pest repellents attributes as well. Purpose. See, the compost made from feces, sewage, plant wastage which comes into contact as manures may provide a health risk to humans. Therefore, these has to be pathogen free. The interactions between apigic earthworms and detrital microbial population during vermicomposting of organic waste results in decrease in abundance of several potentially harmful microorganisms. Also, direct pathogen identification such as of Salmonella, Shigella in waterways and wastes is challenging and time consuming. As a result, coliform bacteria such as Citrobacter, Klebsiella, E. coli are utilized as indicators to determine whether pathogens are present. Thus, in the present study, we carried out experiments to test the effect of earthworm Eisenia fatida on total coliform numbers and pathogens in floral wastes. The methodology includes collection of floral wastes and cow dung, preparation of vermicomposting bed, determination of physical parameters during entire process such as measurement of temperature, moisture content, pH, isolation and identification of bacteria from compost sample and statistical analysis. This is the collection and chopping of floral wastes. This is the process of vermicomposting. Here the shows collection and chopping of wastes, then addition of red earthworms after 10 days after the partial decomposition of waste, then water sprinkling, optimization of physical parameters, aeration was given by turning upside down the waste that is compost, and then vermicompost got ready in 60 days. The whole process was carried out as per protocol of Sochiatel. This is the vermicomposting bed, and this is the partially composted bed with addition of earthworms, and one bed without addition of earthworm was kept as control during the experiment. This is the isolation of bacteria on hychrome agar. You can see the colonies in plate. Blue colonies indicate E. coli, light pink colony as Klebsiella, dark pink as Citrobacter and Enterobacter, white or colorless colonies as Salmonella and Shigella. And the color of the colonies mentioned here is according to high media technical data. The colonies were purified separately on hychrome agar, and then further purified colonies were identified via microscoping and biochemical testing according to Mackay and McCartney procedure. So our findings is variation in temperature, pH and moisture content was seen. Temperature was generally increased within 2-3 days of composting, and then it increased up to 60 degree, and thereafter it started decreasing after 30 to 40 days to 25 degree in vermicompost and 20 degree in control. The initial pH value was 8.01 in both the mixtures. It then decreased to 5 to 6 in vermicompost and 4 to 5 in control, and then start increasing gradually, and then it stabilized 6 to 7 in vermicompost and 7.5 in control. Here you can see in graph the variation in temperature, first increase and then decrease and then stabilize at the end of the process. This is the variation pH. This is variation in moisture content. At the beginning of the composting, moisture content was 80%, in both control and vermicompost, and then reached to 60 to 70% in both the reactors. The table shows enumeration of coliforms and pathogenic bacteria in vermicompost during stabilization of waste. Here you can see how Salmonella and Shigella removed completely in 60 days in vermicompost as compared to control. Even in control also the number becomes less. You can see this from graph also. Here you can see Salmonella and Shigella removed completely in 60 days in vermicompost. The same is the case with Klebsiella and Citrobacter also. The E. coli, so this is the floral waste. So E. coli number was less as compared to municipal and hospital wastage, but E. coli was there in the beginning, and at the end of the process it was completely removed from both control and vermicompost. And there was one another species which where number is less in the beginning and they significantly increase at the end of the process, and the species when identified were found to be Pseudomonas species, and they were streaked on nutrient agar and they produce a green fluorescent color, and their number was very high in vermicompost at the end of the days. And this shows that in gut of earthworm some species of Pseudomonas flourishes, and at the end no other coliform appears in vermicompost, suggests that some of the Pseudomonas species may produce some antagonistic substances which can inhibit the growth of pathogens and known to enhance plant growth promotions and reduce severity of various diseases. Also, the worms release coelomic fluids that may have antibacterial properties which may destroy the pathogen in reactors. However, absolute removal of pathogen is difficult to achieve. The study also suggests that physical factors were reached to their optimum values which were proper to eliminate pathogens. Conclusion. Thus, the vermicompost is an effective waste management tool for temple waste on one hand, and also remove pathogens from compost made from feces, sewage sludge and plant wastes, floral wastes dumped in open that come into contact with manure may provide a health risk to humans. Future perspective. The study showed that vermicomposting not only can provide a valuable, rich, eco-friendly manure with nutrients, but also a habitat to explore new antagonistic compounds that can be extracted and identified to use against antibiotic-resistant organisms. The technique will be useful to degrade municipal solid wastes and hospital wastes which carry pathogens of public health concern in large quantities. So I would like to thanks my co-authors Dr. Shobha Soche, Dr. Suchita Chandorkar and Dr. Preeti Das who have helped me in my study. These are the references. Thank you.